In 1 AD, Ovid wrote, Medusa was raped in a temple, then punished by Athena for the assault. Not the god, the victim. This is the oldest victim-blaming narrative in Western literature. What Ovid buried changed everything. Hesiod wrote around 700 BC. Medusa was one of 3 Gorgon sisters, daughters of sea god Phorcys. Only Medusa was mortal. Her sisters Astheno and Uriel were immortal. This detail matters. I'll explain why later. Between 600–400 BC, Greek vase painters rendered Medusa as beautiful. Pindar, around 490 BC, calls her fair-cheeked Medusa. The hideous monster version didn't exist yet. Someone changed her story deliberately. Then Ovid, 1 AD. 7 centuries later, he wrote, Medusa was beautiful. A god raped her in Athena's temple. Athena's response: transform the victim into a monster. The raped became the curse. The blamed became the threat. But Ovid didn't invent this. Hesiod knew about the violation. Earlier Greek poets referenced it. What Ovid did was transform it into myth, making it easier to dismiss as fantasy rather than confront as historical crime. Hold that thought. There's one detail I'm leaving for later. Something about who Medusa could actually petrify. When you learn this, everything about her power will change. Medusa means guardian or protectress in ancient Greek, not monster. Scholar Jane Ellen Harrison proved the Gorgonian. Ritual masks were protective forces, not curses. Men were terrified by her power, not because she was hideous. Polygnotus, 450 BC, painted Medusa sleeping peacefully. She's not a monster. She's vulnerable. Between Hesiod and Polygnotus, someone reframed her from guardian to threat. The shift is visible in the art itself. Timeline: Hesiod 700 BC. Guardian: Polygnotus 450 BC. A beautiful maiden. Ovid 1 AD. Monster victim. Each retelling moved blame toward Medusa, away from her rapist. By Ovid, she was curse, not priestess. Curses are easier to destroy than to save. What I'm about to reveal is why this video exists. The moment you understand Medusa's story is when you realize historians didn't misunderstand her. They erased her deliberately. In 2,700 years of documented accounts, Hesiod to Ovid to Renaissance to modern scholars. Not one instance of Medusa turning a woman to stone. Only men. Only. Every account confirms this. Every historian ignores what it means. Perseus, godson known for countless violent acts. But in Medusa's story, he's the savior. He sneaks up while she sleeps, mirrors her gaze, cuts her head off, then carries it as a weapon. Her death becomes his power. Medusa was pregnant. When Perseus's sword severed her neck, Pegasus, a winged horse, and Chrysaor, a golden sword giant, sprang from her body. She created life even in death. Her myth was about curse. It was actually about her power. Remember what I said at the start. Athena punished Medusa. After Perseus killed her, Athena took her severed head and mounted it on her own shield. The Aegis. She didn't punish the victim. She weaponized her. Medusa became eternal. 2,700 years. Medusa was told as a monster. But the real story: violated, blamed, hunted, killed, weaponized without consent. Even in death, she terrified men. That's not a monster myth. That's what happens when you refuse to be conquered. In 1978, Feminist scholars placed Medusa on Women. A Journal of Liberation cover. Editors wrote, "Guide us through our terrors into our rage, into our power as women." They didn't reclaim her as victim. They claimed her as refusal and power. Feminist theorist Helene Sixus wrote, "Look at Medusa straight on. She's not deadly. She's beautiful and she's laughing. Not nightmares. A woman laughing at men who tried to erase her. The detail about who she petrified becomes its own answer. Medusa appears on Sicily's flag. She's Versace's logo. She's carved in Constantinople's Basilica cistern. Painted by Leonardo Caravaggio Cellini. Every era tried to claim her. Every era failed to erase her. Her story refuses to stay buried. Medusa's story isn't about a curse. It's about a woman whose power was so terrifying it took 2,000 years of rewriting, victim blaming, and erasure. And she still couldn't be destroyed. Her head is still on the shield. Her children still live. Men still fear to look at her directly. So, do you think historians were wrong, or did they know exactly what they were doing? Drop 1 for ignorant, 2 for complicit. Subscribe to Dark Creature. The creature's history tried to erase,